Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Surprise Thursday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the McFarlane Toys Warhammer 40k Tyranid Genestealer. Let's get into it. Let's begin with a look at the packaging. And here on the top, 12 and up, peg hook, hole, McFarlane Toys and the squishy spawn head, and you know, part of the window here on the top lets light in from the bottom. On the front, nice big window showcasing the figure and the one accessory, which is the stand back there. Warhammer 40,000 or 40k, whatever. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, a barcode, and that license plate number. On this side, McFarlane Toy squishy spawn face and product shot of the Tyranid Genestealer. And on this side, Warhammer 40k stuff. And on the back, Warhammer 40k Tyranid Genestealer, and that thing, and product shot, and official licensed product of Warhammer. McFarlane Toys, hashtag McFarlane Toys squishy spawn face on Facebook, Twitter, and blank Instagram, maybe? Yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. And that, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessory. And we don't need handy dandy tweezers because the only accessory is this standard McFarlane Toys stand with the Warhammer 40k tampo on it. And that's it. Only accessory. Well, it comes with 2 extra arms, so I guess those are accessories. Well, let's take a look at the figure himself, and by God, he is ugly. Does have a nice paint app here, nice paint for the eyes, teeth. Is really disgusting looking. And he's got paint apps throughout here down the chest, on the arms here. I mean, he's not lacking for paint. Did miss some spots here on the back, on the outside of the wiener tail, but he does have it up here on his back. So that's I don't know, that's weird, but I mean, this face is just bleh. And just nice paint apps throughout. Let's talk about his articulation. His head can go back that far, because I think he like goes in a crouching formation. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know that much about Warhammer 40k. I'm peripherally aware of it, but I haven't read anything or played any of the games or anything like that. So, and let's see, does he have any chicken neck? Oh yeah, he's got a little chicken neck. Doom, doom, doom. He's got some waggle in there. So when he's like eating guts, he can or whatever. Can do the full exorcist. Now at the first, or I guess at the shoulders, the first set of arms, there's no butterfly, but it's like on a peg with a ball on it, like kind of like a dumbbell. So it does work around a little bit. So it does have a little bit of backward and forward, up and down movement there. The hinge at the shoulder allows the arm to go up this far. It can do a full 360 degree rotation. It's a cut here at the upper bicep for another 360 degree rotation. Let's see. There's a double hinged, and I'm going to say it's pinless. I can't really see in there to tell, so we're going to say it's pinless. It looks pinless. Gives you that much bend at the wrist here, 360-degree rotation, and it's currently set to an in and out location, or in and out movement rather, but it's on that standard McFarlane ball joint here in the wrist, so you can manipulate that to make it up and down, side to side, however that you would like for it to do. Now on the second set of arms, has pretty much that same range up as the upper set of arms. Also, we'll do a full 360-degree rotation. Again, cut at the upper bicep for 360-degree rotation. Again, a double hinged elbow, and I cannot tell if it's pinned or not, so we're gonna call it pinless. So you get that much bend out of it. And again, standard McFarlane ball joint at the wrist. This one is set up and down, but again, you can manipulate it to move whichever way that you need it to, and of course 360 degrees of rotation. There's a cut here where the chest meets what I'm assuming is the abdomen on this guy, and let's see if we can get these arms out of the way. So it's a hinge, and it really doesn't let him go back any because this armored back piece gets in the way, but it allows him to crunch forward that far. And there is no twist on it, it's just a hinge. Forward and backwards hinge. So then here at what I'm assuming is his waist, there appears to be a ball joint in there, so he's got all kind of hula motion going on there, and he can do a full 360 degrees of rotation. At the hips, it's got a pinned hinge right here at the hip, but it does allow the leg to go out that far, so he does the full splits. He's stole some genes from Jean-Claude Van Damme, I suppose. His leg can kick forward that far and back that far with a little bit of outswing. So that's neat. And something not often contained in McFarlane figures, at least in the DC Multiverse line, there is a cut here at the thigh, which does allow for some movement, but it gets caught up with this hinge too. Or I could just be wrong, but no, there is a little bit of movement there, but because of this wiener tail and the way this leg is made, you can't do much with it. Now, as far as the knee goes, it stays in this bent position. That's as far as it will straighten up. It is a double hinged pinless knee, and it will give you that much bend back, but again, it won't straighten out any further than that. At the ankle, that standard McFarlane ball joint will allow for the foot to do a complete 360 degree rotation, and it will bend down that far. It will bend up that far, so that's pretty good range there. And again, like the wrist ball joints, you can manipulate them to give him some rocker, because he doesn't have any. Now, something he does have a toe hinge, and it will go up that far and down that far. And then, you know, as far as the sculpt goes, I don't think this guy is supposed to stand up like this because of the wiener tail deal here. It makes it look quite odd. I don't know, is that some kind of stinger maybe? I'm not sure because I don't follow Warhammer 40k. I just picked this guy up because he was El Cheapo on the clearance, and you know, you can make him a monster in almost anything because he's really nasty looking. And he's got forms. He can fight like mutant Spider-Man that had all the extra arms. Yeah. And as far as the stand goes, it does help him stand up. Standard port in the foot, peg on the stand. Just get it in there and there we go, my friends. That is a look at the figure and his accessory. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have, I'm gonna do some monster or scary looking dude related stuff first. And what better figure to start off with than the McFarlane Toys Spawn Violator, the bloody version that was a GameStop exclusive. Here we have the Genestealer with possibly at least one of the most iconic movie monsters of all time, I guess you could call it. From NECA Toys, the ultimate Aliens Xenomorph. Here's the Genestealer with a monster I put together made of Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom fossilizers. The three mainline fossilizers, Rectonite, Paleotrex, and Wingfinger. Here's Genestealer with a monstrous looking dude if there ever was one. The old Toy Biz Marvel Legends abomination, Emil Blonsky. Unfortunately, I don't have a newer version of Abomination, but this one currently is more than adequate. Here's Genestealer with the Masters of the Universe Masterverse, new Eternia Battle Armor He-Man. And truth be told, you know, this is kind of the comparison that counts the most, because the reason I got this figure was to see how well it would go with the Masterverse line as a monster, demon, or whatever for Skeletor to summon and it go awry or what have you. Pretty cool looking. Let's see how Genestealer compares up with the usual suspects. And here from the Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, we have Stan the Man Lee. And from Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition, 501st Legion Clone Trooper. For our final set of comparisons, here we have the Genestealer and his wiener tail as compared to G.I. Joe Classified Series' Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander And the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse 3 Jokers, the Joker, the Clown. And I guess this guy could work with G.I. Joe line too. You know, some crazy Cobra Law shit got made by Dr. Mindbender. I don't know. For final thoughts on the McFarlane Toys Warhammer 40K Tyranid Genestealer, I have to say I'm peripherally aware of Warhammer 40K. I've never really been into it. I hadn't read anything about it. I hadn't played the game. So if you're going into this review looking for a comprehensive back study of this character, I'm sorry I had to disappoint you. I just got it because it was a really cool looking figure that I might could fit in as a monster in some other lines, and got it pretty cheap on clearance. Otherwise I probably would not have picked this guy up, even though he is cool looking. And I have to say, that's my bottom line on this guy. He's just cool, creepy looking monster type. I really don't know what else to say about it. You know, he articulates a little better than most McFarlane Toys figures. And, you know, this is the kind of thing that's right down the Todd Father's alley, so to speak. Because, you know, just creepy, gross looking stuff, you know. Kind of seems to be his bag. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it, even though it really wasn't about Warhammer or the Genestealer itself. Just a look at a really cool looking action figure. But I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.